congratulations to all of you for your well-earned achievements and accomplishments we are celebrating here today. Today, I would also like to extend a special thank you to the Augusta County School System, particularly Wilson Memorial High School, for allowing us to hold our graduation in this beautiful auditorium. Remember, graduates, all of these people here are here to offer you congratulations. As a courtesy to our graduates and all people present here today, please turn off your cell phones and pagers during the ceremony. And now, please stand as you are able as the graduates enter the auditorium and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning. Let us pray. God, we thank you so much for this graduation ceremony. We thank you, God, for all the students who are graduating today and all the hard work that they have poured out to get to this place. We thank you, God, for all the parents, family, friends that are here, that have supported them throughout this journey, and that are here to celebrate with them today. We thank you for those family and friends that weren't able to make it, but are surely with us in spirit. We thank you for the staff that have also made this graduation possible. We do pray, oh God, that you will continue to be with us, and that you will be with all those who are speaking, that you would give them strength and wisdom. And we pray that you help us, that this graduation ceremony would run smoothly and according to your plan. Amen. Amen.
again, good morning and welcome to our June graduation. I would like to take this time to acknowledge if we have any DARs, field counselors in the audience. Would you please stand? Okay. Do we have any legislators in the audience? Would you please stand? And we want to make sure that we thank you for your continued support of WWRC. At this time, I would like to welcome and introduce Catherine Hayfield, who is our Commissioner for the Virginia Department for Aging and Rehabilitative Services, who would just like to say a few words of welcome.
Good morning, graduates. Let's give yourselves a hand of applause. It is my honor to be here with you all today, and it's so wonderful on this bright, sunshiny day to see parents and friends and other supporters and staff from all around the state and the Wilson workforce, instructors and employees who have all supported you along the way. This is the beginning of a new day for you. Many of your fellow graduates are not here today because they're already employed. Yes, it's a good thing. And that's what the Wilson Workforce and Rehabilitation Center is all about, helping you become independent employees, going back to your communities to have jobs and have new and fulfilling lives. And I know that the time you've spent here at Wilson Workforce has been a great experience for you, living on this wonderful campus and learning all of these new workforce skills and obtaining credentials. I look forward to hearing your names called today and giving you each a good hand of applause as you go forth and live a new life. So today is your day. Celebrate. You have all weekend to do that as well. And then come Monday, start looking for jobs and going forth. I want to be the next person, or the first person today, to introduce the director of the Wilson Workforce and Rehabilitation Center, Rick Sizemore, who is here today to give you his presentation on his last day of employment at Wilson Workforce. Rick has been the director of the center for the last 12 years. He's also been here for 33 years. He came when he was 5. So you all will join me in honoring Rick Sizemore to give your next presentation.
So this is my last day. I can only get in so much trouble because I think to fill the paperwork out to fire me would take longer than it would for me to just leave. And I'm in a little bit of a different room today. We are normally up at Wilson Workforce, and the graduates are sitting right beside me. So I'm going to get a little unorthodox. Hopefully this won't freak out the sound man. He's going, oh, don't stand in front of those speakers. Because today is about the graduates. And I like to be close up and personal with you on this day of great success. I do want to again thank Delegate Bell and his wife for always attending these celebrations. He has been so faithful. He's also a person who spent his life in education as a former special educator. And he's carried that message of education and workforce and vocational rehabilitation through his whole career down in the General Assembly. We thank you as you finish up that role for all you've done. Thank you so much. Michelle Wells, one of our district directors. Where's Michelle? I saw her sneak in a little while ago. Michelle Wells, district director for the district. We don't operate in a vacuum. We have this great training facility here in the Valley, but we serve students from all across the state of Virginia, and it's only in our partnership with our districts and our field offices that we're able to provide these services. And Michelle, along with her colleagues in the other districts, under the leadership of Dale Batten, helps us provide these services. So we thank them. I thank all the parents for traveling here today, and Bob for that beautiful opening prayer. So let's get down to it. I don't have too much time, but after 33 years, I've heard a few things from employers. I've heard a few things from people with disabilities, and I've heard a few things from people who have worked with people with disabilities. And so I want to take just a brief few minutes to share what I believe are some of the most important ideas I've heard about disability employment. So I'm going to give you the magic formula. Are you ready? I'm going to say it several times. Here it comes. Develop the habit of providing more service and better service than is required, and the doors of opportunity will fling open far and wide and often. Did you get that? More service, better service than is required, and the doors of opportunity will open. Got to tell you a little story. Comes from sort of the middle of the state down around Hopewell. Anybody in the military here? Family in the military? Thank you for your service. I have a son who's in the New England Recruiting Battalion. He was previously in Korea and Alaska. And when he signed up for the Army, they sent him down to Fort Lee. That's where most people go in Virginia to sign into at least the Army in Virginia. And guess what? They hire a lot of students in partnership with our office in the local area there, our Voc Rehab office. Well, we had a young man here who went through one of our most popular programs in materials handling. He liked stocking, and warehousing, and driving fork trucks. And he was a guy who absorbed it all. And he was thinking about more service and better service. So guess what? He got a job out at Fort Lee. And he got there at 7:45. Place didn't open until 8. He got there at 7:45. And his supervisor, a fellow who, for purposes of this presentation, we'll call Roger. So Roger's a guy, you've seen him. Guy's kind of like me, come bumping in about 5 minutes till 8. Got the key hook, takes his keys out, opens the door, looks at our student whose name we'll say Sam. He says, "You here to work?" "Yep, I'm here to go, ready to go. Been here for 10 minutes. So he lets them in, they work. Roger looks at Sam and says, "You know we don't open until 8 o'clock, don't you?" He said, "I know that." Next day, same thing, 2 or 3 minutes till 8. Roger comes stumbling up the hall, gets his key hook out, opens the door, and looks at Sam and says, we don't open till 8 o'clock. Sam said, "I know that." Okay, third day, you know where we're going with this. Roger comes bumping up the hall, got his coffee. Maybe it's like 1 minute till 8, and he looks at Sam, he says, hello? Says, "You know we don't open till 8 o'clock. Why are you here every morning at 1:45 He said, "You know what? I learned at Wilson Workforce to be on time is late and to be early is on time." And he carried that lesson that he absorbed, more service and better services than is required to open up the doors of opportunity. So what happened was he quickly moved up, and Roger, guess what Roger did? Roger went to his office and he called our Voc Rehab office and talked to Beth Groff, and he said, "How many more of those Wilson graduates do you have?" Because they believe that if you show up on time, you're late, and if you show up early, you're on time. He said, "I want to hire every one of those. You can send me." Well, he opened up the door of opportunity not only for himself, but for you. And we're expecting you to do that for others as well. Get out there, give more service and better service than is required. That's the most important lesson I have for you today. Number 2, and we're going to fly through this like a 3-point sermon. I got 3 points to cover. This one is one that's been with me for a long time. And the staff here will tell you, particularly over the last 12 years, I've driven them crazy. And this wonderful lady, Kathy, she really prefers being called Kathy than the commissioner. I've driven her crazy with planning. Anytime we get ready to do something, I say, "What's the plan? How's it going to work? What are the steps? How do we do it?" I've even had Kathy say, "Could you just breathe a little bit?" And I come after with the plan. But you got to have a plan. Okay, and you've gone through a lot of steps, but the next step is employment. Some people are already working. What is your plan? I have this letter, which I've had for many years. I've kept it because it's a very fun little story. This is a true story. This is an actual thing that happened. This is a real letter, copied word for word, that was written to an insurance company in England. And it says, "Gentlemen, I'm writing in response to your request for additional information in Block 3 of the accident reporting form. I put poor planning as the cause of my accident. You said in your letter that I should explain more fully, and I trust that the following details will be sufficient. I'm a bricklayer." Do we have any bricklayers, any masons, bricklayers, construction workers? Okay. He is a bricklayer by trade. He said, "On the day of the accident, I was working alone on the roof of a new 6-story building. When I completed my work, I discovered that I had about 500 pounds of bricks left over. Rather than carry the bricks down by hand, I decided to lower them using a barrel and a pulley." Now, does everyone know what I'm talking about when we talk about a pulley? You run a rope through it, and you can let things down. Okay, so he attached this pulley to the side of the building up on the 6th floor. Securing the rope at ground level, I went up on the roof, swung the barrel out, and loaded the bricks into it. So you can see the barrel up in the air, and there's a rope tied off at the ground. So then I went back to the ground and untied the rope, holding it tightly to ensure a slow descent of the 500 pounds of bricks in the barrel. You will note in Block 11 of the reporting form that my weight is 155. Ooh. Due to my surprise at being jerked off the ground so suddenly, I lost my presence of mind and forgot to let go of the rope. Needless to say, I proceeded at a rather rapid rate of speed up the side of the building. In the vicinity of the 3rd floor, I met the barrel, which was now proceeding in a downward direction at an equally impressive rate of speed. This explains the fractured skull, minor abrasions, and the broken collarbone as listed in section 111 of the accident reporting form. The good news is I was slightly slowed when I continued my rapid ascent, not stopping until the fingers of my right hand were 2 knuckles deep into the pulley, which I mentioned in paragraph 2. Fortunately, by this time I had regained my presence of mind and was able to hold tightly to the rope, being 6 stories off the ground, in spite of the pain that I was now beginning to experience. At approximately the same time, however, the barrel of bricks hit the ground and the bottom fell out of the barrel. Now devoid of any weight of bricks, the barrel weighed approximately 50 pounds. Here we go again. I now refer you to my weight again in section 11. As you can imagine, I began rapidly descending down the side of the building. In the vicinity, let's see, I lost my place. In the vicinity of the 3rd floor, I met the barrel coming back up. This accounts for 2 fractured ankles, broken tooth, and the severe lacerations on both legs and my lower body. But here is where my luck began to change. Only slightly, though. The encounter with the barrel seemed to slow me enough to lessen my injuries when I fell into the pile of bricks and fortunately only broke 3 vertebrae. I'm sorry to report, however, as I lay there in a pile of bricks in pain, unable to move, and watching the empty barrel 6 stories above me, I again lost my composure and let go of the rope. See, everything kind of starts out like a simple little project, but if we don't have a plan, things can go off track so fast. And things can just come unwound, like our friend the bricklayer. So have a plan. Write it down. Read it every night before you go to bed. See it in your mind and believe it. What the mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve. We have a graduate, not far from here, actually, who's working today at a place called Comsonics. ComSonic's an electronics firm up in Harrisonburg. And she's about 3 feet tall. And all of you have YouTube. When you leave here, look up Laura Williams, This Is Where I Belong. She was seated in the same seats that you're now sitting in. Well, of course, we were up at Wilson that day, not that long ago, and was planning that journey, planning that pathway to work. And she said something to me that's always stuck with me. The staff here know I like to say, let's go be the spark that ignites folk rehab. Well, that came from Laura, because she was seated in my office, she had gotten her credentials, and she wrote an essay, and she shared it with me. It wasn't part of a contest or an assignment, it was just she wrote an essay and brought it and shared it with me. She said, I'm just looking for that spark, and I want to take those steps to employment. And I said, Laura, I believe you are that spark. And that's always stuck with me. She had been picked on her whole life. She had had difficulties finding a job that would work. And she went through our programs, and they learned that all she needed was a little ladder about 3 feet tall that she could move on the production line. She is now one of their top performing workers, and at 3 feet tall, she works circles around all of her co-workers. And she is that spark. And so I'm asking you today to do 3 things. What are they? More service and better service than is required. Open up those doors of opportunity. Have a plan. Review your plan every day. Believe that plan. And to be the spark. Find a thing that excites you the most. Be the spark and ignite your life on that pathway to employment. Graduates, God bless you and keep you as you move into this next phase of your life. We love you. We're pleased for you. We celebrate with you. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rick. And now, as we go forward into the awarding of certificates, I'd like to introduce James Hall, who is our Director of Career and Workforce Development Division, and he will be awarding the certificates to our students today. Some of our graduates were unable to be with us today. As Rick said, some of them are already employed. However, I will also read their names in honor of their accomplishments. Also today, we will have students who receive a career readiness certificate through the Work Keys testing. Not all graduates will receive a certificate, but many students have already received a career readiness certificate. This certificate is awarded to those students who have successfully demonstrated workplace knowledge and skills on a bronze, silver, gold, or platinum level. More and more employers are relying on these certifications to help them choose the best candidate for the job. Congratulations to all the students who have received a career readiness certificate while they were here at WWRC. Out of the 71 students graduating, 40 have received a career readiness certificate. 4 of them are the platinum level, and that's the highest you can achieve. Also, I'd like to say for the graduating class of 71, out of this class of 71, they have received a total of 180 certificates or credentials while they were at WWRC. Graduates, now is the moment you have been waiting for. Graduates in the first row, would you please stand? Our first graduate is in the auto mechanics training area. Logan Daniel. Logan had received his silver level CRC, his forklift operator, and VDOT flagger training certificates. Now in the business and information technology training area, Kylie Brinkerhoff. Kylie received her platinum level CRC. She was a student ambassador. She received her MTA Security Fundamentals, CompTIA A+, her National Federation Customer Service and Sales credentials, her VDOT flagger certificate, and Kylie received her learner's permit and worked in the dining hall. John Cameron. John received his gold level CRC. He was a student ambassador. He received his MTA Security Fundamentals, the CompTIA A+, National Federation Customer Service and Sales credentials, and his VDOT flagger certificate while here. Brandon Deuce. Brandon received his silver level CRC, his MTA Security Fundamentals, and CompTIA A+ credentials. Alec Lewis. Alec received his gold level CRC. He was a student ambassador, MTA Security Fundamentals, CompTIA A+ credentials, worked in the dining hall, participated in the theater club and art program, and also received his National Retail Federation Customer Service and Sales credential. River Leash. River received the silver level CRC. So she was a student ambassador, MTA Security Fundamentals, CompTIA A+ credentials while here. Mallory Singe. Mallory received her silver level CRC, student ambassador, Microsoft Office specialist in Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Access, and Outlook credential, and earned her learner's permit. Zachary Wilson. Zachary received his gold level CRC, MTA Security Fundamentals, and his CompTIA A+ credentials. Cameron Woodward. Cameron also received a platinum level CRC. He received his National Retail Federation Customer Service and Sales credential, his MTA Security Fundamentals, and his CompTIA A+ credential while at WWRC. Now in our culinary skill food service training area, Kennedy Mosby. Kennedy received the Serve Safe certificate and received her learner's permit while attending WWRC. Ryan Trayer. Ryan received his gold level CRC and his Serve Safe certificate. Elijah White. Elijah received his silver level CRC and his Serve Safe certificate. External training options, and that means anything that we actually do not teach here on campus. We work with an employer, and if one of our students have an interest in a different occupation and we have an employer to work with us, we take care of that. We put them out on the site and monitor their progress and work with them out on the job. And the first one is Debbie Dudley. Debbie went through the Medical Records Assistant program. Brandon Fowler. Brandon went through the Building Maintenance Repair Assistant program. Timothy Haley. Timothy has gone through the General Service Technician program. He received his bronze level CRC, his National Retail Federation Customer Service and Sales credential, his forklift and VDOT flagger certificates. Nicholas Heck. Nicholas went through the Plumber's Assistant program and received his forklift operator certificate. Kirsten Hodges. Kirsten went through the Animal Care caretaker program, participated in the art program. Angela Cumbo. That's Angelo, I want to get that correct. Angelo Cumbo, and he went through the medical records assistant program. Christian Lowe. Christian was in the electrician's assistant program. He received his bronze level CRC, his forklift operator and Ocean 10 certificates, and Christian has a job at Buell Electric in Sterling, Virginia. Mia Massenberg. Mia finished the Child Care Teacher's Aid training program. She received her bronze level CRC, her Virginia pre-service training for child care workers, her CPR first aid, DSS child abuse and neglect mandated reporter training, Serve Safe certificate, and also received the National Retail Federation Customer Service and Retail Sales credential. Jacob McDowell. Jacob was in the Building Interior Cleaner Laundry Assistant Program. David Nelson. David was in the Groundskeeping, Landscaping, Commercial Cleaner Training Program, and he did his training at the James Madison University. Robert Newsom. Robert was in the Groundskeeping, Landscaping, Commercial Cleaner Training Program also. Diamond Parker. Diamond was in the Food Services Training area. Kamali Pinuk. Kamali was in the General Service Technician Program. He also received his forklift operator and VDOT flagger certificates while at WWRC. Michael Ramsey. Michael was in the brick masonry and he received his bronze level CRC. Hunter Ryman. Hunter was in the auto reconditioning and detailer program. Allison Shockey. Allison was in the animal caretaker program. Emma Smith. Emma Smith was in the child care assistant program. She received her VA pre-service training for child care workers, her CPR first aid, her DSS child abuse and neglect mandated reporter training, Serve Safe certificate, and earned the National Retail Federation Customer Service and Retail Sales credential while at WWRC. Amanda Wade. Amanda was also in the child care assistant program. She received her silver CRC, received her VA pre-service training for child care workers, CPR first aid, DSS child abuse and neglect mandated reporter training, Serve Safe certificate, and earned the National Retail Federation Customer Service and Sales credential. Charles Wilson Jr. Charles was in the Auto Servicing Technician program. Charles received his gold level CRC. Charles couldn't be here today because he's working at Allen Tire in Richmond. Health Occupations Training Area. Trevor Hawkins. Trevor received his CPR first aid certificates, his National Retail Federation Service and Sales credential, and he worked in the dining hall while here. Noah Jernell. Noah received his bronze level CRC, and he was a student ambassador while he was here. Maria Key. Maria received her bronze level CRC and her CPR first aid certificate. Cassandra Piscatello. Cassandra received her CPR and first aid certificate. Melanie Terry. Melanie received her silver level CRC. She was a student ambassador. She received her CPR first aid certificate. She received her National Retail Federation Customer Service and Sales credential, and Melanie earned her learner's permit while attending WWRC. Now we're in the manufacturing technology training area. Noah Beltran. Noah received his gold level CRC, He received his manufacturing technician level MT1 and the manufacturing specialist MS credentials while here, his OSHA 10 and his forklift operator certificate. Arsavan Chandler. Arsavan received his silver level CRC, his manufacturing technician level 1, and his manufacturing specialist credentials, his OSHA 10, and his forklift operator certificates while at WWRC. Kyle Cummings. Kyle received his gold level CRC, his manufacturing technician level 1, his manufacturing specialist credentials, and the OSHA 10 certificate. Martin Huff. Martin received his platinum level CRC. He received his manufacturing technician level 1 and his manufacturing specialist credentials, his OSHA 10 and forklift operator certificates. Jacita McCleary. Jacita received her silver level CRC, OSHA 10, forklift operator, computer support specialist, and customer service certificates. Brian Metcalf. Brian received the platinum level CRC, his manufacturing technician level 1, and his manufacturing specialist credentials, OSHA 10, and forklift operator certificates. Autumn Mitchell. Autumn received her silver level CRC, her manufacturing technician level 1, her manufacturing specialist credential, her OSHA 10, and forklift operator certificates. Philip Rossini. Philip received his silver level CRC, his manufacturing technician level 1, his manufacturing specialist credentials, his OSHA 10, and forklift operator certificates. Aiden Roth. Aiden received his platinum level CRC, his manufacturing technician level 1, his manufacturing specialist credential, OSHA 10 and forklift operator certificates. Aiden also received his driver's license while attending WWRC, and Aiden's not here today because he's working in Credence. Zachary Sheffield. Zachary received his bronze level CRC, his manufacturing technician level 1, his manufacturing specialist credentials, his OSHA 10, and his forklift operator certificates. Evan Stone. Evan received his gold level CRC, his manufacturing technician level 1, his manufacturing specialist credentials, his OSHA 10 OSHA 10 and forklift operator and general service technician certificates. Christopher Zito. Christopher received his gold level CRC, his manufacturing technician level 1, his manufacturing specialist credential, and he received his OSHA 10 and received his forklift operator certificates while at WWRC. Now we move to the materials handling training program. Anthony Achterhoff. Anthony received his bronze level CRC, his forklift operator certificate, and received his driver's license while at WWRC. Kaylee Baki. Kaylee received his forklift operator certificate and participated in football and volunteered in the snack bar. Jared Brennan. Jared received his bronze level CRC while here. Esteban Creso Lopez. Joshua Estes. Joshua received his VDOT Flagger certificate and Certified Logistics Associate credential. Christopher Fortune. D. Quincy Gilliam. Jordan Haybrat. Jordan received his forklift operator certificate and earned his learner's permit. Eleanora Hill. Eleanora participated in the bowling league. was a student ambassador, and he earned his learner's permit while at WWRC. Jacob Terry. Jacob received his bronze level CRC, participated in football, basketball, and bowling. Aaron Mighorn. Dustin Loving. Dustin received his silver level CRC. Jeremiah Miller. Jeremiah received his forklift operator certificate. Gunnar Pfefferkorn. Gunnar received his bronze level CRC and earned his learner's permit. Jimmy Richards III. Jimmy received his bronze level CRC and worked in the dining hall. Reagan Riggles. Reagan received his bronze level CRC. Damari Taylor. Damari received his bronze level CRC. Andrew Warner. Andrew received his bronze level CRC, his forklift operator, and VDOT flagger certificates, and earned his learner's permit while here. Cody Whiteley. Cody received his forklift operator certificate and his learner's permit. Cordell Wheat II. Cordell received his forklift operator certificate while here. Ethan Wheatley. Ethan received his VDOT flagger certificate, and he was a student ambassador. Ethan also participated in football and volunteered in the dining hall and snack bar. Finally, in our last is production and assembly program, Aliski Wiley. Mr. Wiley received his forklift operator and VDOT flagger certificates while at WWRC. Let's have another round of applause. Okay, graduates, now is the time to turn my attention to you. I want you to know that I'm very proud of your success, and I look forward to what your future holds for you. By the virtue of the authority vested in me as principal of the Wilson Workforce, which is accredited by the Council on Occupational Education, I now declare you graduates worthy of all the responsibilities and privilege pertaining as such. Please turn your tassel from right to left, signifying this great accomplishment. Certificates and credentials right there. Now is the time to present WWRC Staff to Student Awards. Before I talk about the awards, I would like to introduce Ann Hudlow, who's the director of the WWRC Foundation, to tell you just a little more about what the foundation does.
Good morning. I like this. Usually you all are sitting behind us, so it's nice to be able to see your beautiful faces. My name is Ann Hudlow. I'm the director of the WWRC Foundation, and I want to start by saying congratulations. We are very, very proud of you, happy for you, and I know that you all are going to do great, great things. So good work on all your accomplishments. WWRC Foundation has been around since 1960, which is a really long time. We have been here as a supportive arm for the students and staff here at WWRC. We serve in many capacities. We do support financially. We have many different ways that we do that. There are items like interview wear that we will provide for students who are in need. There are things like the SafeGate program, the SafeGate device that we actually had installed a couple of years ago in the PT department, which is a mobility training device. Wonderful addition to that department and has helped the staff a great deal and students alike. We also offer gifts to students that are being specially recognized at the graduation, so we will have some of those today. MTT program, we were helpful in starting that, as well as forklifts for the forklift training program. So there are various amount of ways that we as the foundation support the center, and it's not hard to do. It's a wonderful, wonderful effort, and we are very, very proud to do that. It's an honor to be a part of such a wonderful organization. We work with 20 board members who support the foundation, who are wonderful leaders, who have us in their care daily, and also reach out within the state, along with our friends at the DAR's office, to get the message out and to really share the wonderful things that are happening here at the center. We are here to support the students even after graduation. I love what Rick said about going above and beyond and really serving well. That's what we are here to do. In addition, before I close, I want to recognize one of our board members, Delegate Dickie Bell and his wife Ann, for being here faithfully is a good word, Rick. That's true. He truly is a board side and foundation and center side. He is always here to support. So we thank you for that. I'd just like to close by saying that it's really an honor for me to be here today. There is a brochure in your program. Please feel free to look at that. Let me know if you have any questions before you leave. I'll be standing in the back. One last thing I'd like for you to take with you is that there is an opportunity to stay connected. We have something that we started almost 5 years ago. Our podcast at vrworkforcestudio.com. On your way home today, tune in iTunes. I think that before I ever hand anyone a brochure anymore, I direct them to that, because those are the stories that are really inspirational, show the things that happen here at the center and beyond. We're working with individuals here who have trained, but also champions in business who have hired these individuals and are really launching them into the future and making this happen. Again, I congratulate you. I congratulate all of your family and friends as they celebrate you. And we are excited to see that spark that you have reach out into the world. Congratulations.
There are 4 different awards that students may be nominated for by any member of their rehabilitation team. The R.N. Anderson Award is recognition for outstanding vocational and/or academic achievement. The President Woodrow Wilson Award is a recognition for excellent personal growth. The Mary E. Switzer Award is recognition for excellent service to others. And the Frank O. Birdsall Award recognizes individuals for leadership, commitment, participation, goal attainment, service, personal growth, and academic achievement. Each award has a specific criteria a student must meet in order to be nominated, and today we have students who will be receiving awards. Students who receive these awards are also presented with a gift from the WWRC Foundation. We are grateful again for their continued support. We have one R.N. Anderson Award. Our first presenter is Bob Cho, Computer Support Specialist Instructor.
All right. Well, this first award goes to a person because of his consistent growth, maturity, extreme helpfulness in the class. Our classroom, our CSS classroom, our computer support computer support specialist program is basically divided into academic work, and it has a hands-on portion as well through our repair clinic. And this particular student, well, basically we basically want all students to have around 40 repairs by the time they graduate. And I'll tell you, this particular student, he went far, way above and beyond the 40 repairs. In fact, graduating, he actually, believe this or not, this is going to be a shocking number to you guys. Rather than having that 40 number of repairs, he graduated with 72 repairs. Wow. Wow. And this is because of his desire to really help out. He was usually the first one to volunteer, you know, when a repair would come in. We even had to stop him from doing any more repairs. Like, hey, give some other people a chance to do these repairs. But you know what? In spite of that, he continued to assist with repairs, even though he didn't even get the credit for it. And that kind of shows the kind of person he is. Extremely helpful, always willing to help, always willing to volunteer, always willing to do his best for the class. And additionally, this person was I call him the go-to person whenever we needed something, whenever any students needed something. In fact, he knew where things were that I didn't even know where they were. I'd be like, hey, where did we put that again? You know, where did we put this again? And I tell you what, that student was like, oh, I know exactly where it is. And about 1 second later, bam, he would be in front of my face, and here it is. Well, maybe not 1 second, but. Now, without further ado, this award goes to Brandon Deuce. Brandon, come on up.
We have one President Woodrow Wilson Award, and our second presenter is Pam Moore. Well, it's really Kim Spillman. Looks a lot like Pam Moore in the same clothes, but she's our instructor from our Health Occupations Training area.
Good morning, everybody, and congratulations to the graduates. Again, Health Occupations, you're dealing a lot with personal care. Like primarily with personal care, it takes a special person to do that job. And if I could give awards to all of the graduates that graduate from Health Occupations, I would. One student particularly stood out to me in this graduation class, and they're receiving the President Woodrow Wilson Award today. This person demonstrated excellent work ethic throughout their program. I've not seen such work ethic in a while, and I think whoever knows, had a good background and a good idea of what an employer really expected. They arrived each day on time, well-groomed, alert, and ready to work. I mean, you can't ask for better than that. Not only did they do that, they were well-mannered, they were considerate, and able to communicate well with peers and supervisors. Each day, they demonstrated the ability to meet the job expectations, and each day gave their focus and attention to the task at hand. Their caring nature shone through the class, and especially at the nursing home, and that's where I take the students out, where they gave excellent care to each and every resident they served. They faced challenges, and I think that was one of the selling points for this person to get this award. They faced challenges and overcame each hurdle with a positive attitude and kept their eye on the prize, which was to become a certified nurse aide. Their stick-to-it attitude is admirable, and they are going to blossom wherever they're planted. I'm so proud to honor this President Woodrow Wilson Award to Cassie Piscatello, who actually has her CNA license now.
And our last award is a Mary Switzer Award, and it will be presented also by Pam Moore Occupational Health Occupations Training Program.
Hey, good morning. I won't be as well spoken as Kim, because that's just kind of like not who I am. But let me tell you something about this whole process. All of our students are so special. All of our students work so hard. And our program is a difficult program, and just to complete our program says so much about an individual. But in order to even be considered for any of these awards, the graduates go through a process. They go before a committee. They are nominated by staff members within their program, but staff members across the center. When it came time for nominations for these awards, you would not believe the number of individuals that spoke up for this person that I'm going to talk about here in just a moment. Sometimes I would have staff members approach me and say, "Who is that individual?" And then they would describe this person. And of course, I could easily say who that was. And then they would share with me the impression that this person left with them. And it may have had nothing to do with the training program, but it was the personality. It was, okay, I'm going to say some words, I'm going to say some phrases, because I had to write it down. There's so many. This individual, I can honestly say, and for those of you who know me, I'm pretty honest, right? I can honestly say this is the most polite, considerate student I have worked with since I've been here. And I've been in this training program since 2008, so that's just a little bit of time. This individual is always and continually concerned about the welfare and the benefit of other people, and will say, "How are you? You don't seem like you're very happy today. What are you doing tonight? What are you doing over the weekend? Are you going to have fun?" Those kinds of things. The personal side of the individuals that this person came into contact with on a daily basis. Everything that came out of this person's mouth began with a please and ended with a thank you. And it was heartfelt. It was not just, I know I'm supposed to say that, so here it is. That's not the way it was. This person, I remember when we met for the first day, one of the comments was, "I am not here for the drama." And that was so true. This individual was here for a program, to train, to leave here, to go home, and to, oh my gosh, get a job, right? 95% average at the nursing aid level, and that is very commendable, remarkable. Out of the whole time this person was with us, 1.75 hours out of the classroom. And somehow I think that was something that wasn't even like an absence or something, but that's also amazing. I wish I could say I've only missed 1.75 hours from my job in the time that I trained. So remember I said other staff members would continually approach me and ask me who this person is? Well, this person is Trevor Hawkins.
Thank you to all the presenters, and of course, congratulations to all of the awards. Now CJ Little will be representing the Recreational Awards at this time.
Good morning. My name is CJ Little, and I work in the Rec Hall. On behalf of the Rec Hall, I would like to recognize the following students for your participation in the following activities: the art program, basketball, bowling, football, softball, volleyball, and volunteerism. Please stand when you hear your name called so that you may be acknowledged for your contributions in the Rec Hall. Anthony Ochterhoff, Khalid Baki, Jarrett Brennan, Kylie Brinkerhoff, Eleanor Hill, Kirsten Hodges, Peter Wynn, Jacob Jerry, Jacita McCleary, Jeremy Miller, Dustin Loving, Chris Lowe, Cassandra Piscitello, Gunnar Pfefferkorn, Mallory Sinek, Evan Stone, Andrew Warner, Cordell Wheat, Ethan Wheatley, Aleski Wiley, and Chris Vito. Again, thank you for your contributions and congratulations.
Now, as we come to a close, I would like to thank our presenters, the WWRC Foundation, the Council of Organizations for all their support they give to our students at the center. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Cindy Gokenauer for her support and behind-the-scenes hard work. Thanks to Sandra Rowicki, Sonia Costa, Cassie Burak, Summer Roach for their help with caps and gowns, and of course for our pianist, Kay Buchanan. A special thanks to our Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services Unit for providing interpreters, Tara Handy Palmer, and Nicole Van Arsdale. But now I'd also like to thank our graduates for choosing to come to the center and reaching your goals. We are again so proud of you and so glad that you're going out there with our name, WWRC, and going out and finding employment. After the benediction, please stand and remain in place until all the graduates are out of the auditorium. At this time, I would like to invite back to the podium Bob Cho.
All right, once again, congratulations to the graduates. As you know, I am here subbing for Pastor Bev, and I did chat with her, and she is recovering well, and on her behalf, she also wants to say congratulations. You guys have done a fantastic job coming to this point, so congrats. For our benediction, I would like to quote number 6, 24 to 26. That is the priestly blessing. So let's pray. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Amen.
Graduates, please stand.